Yo, what's good? What's up, guys? How y'all doing today? It's your boy Persona. Gaming with Persona. It is a Sunday afternoon. Very happy to be here. I got my Sunday chores out the way, which is good. So I've had this podcast on my mind since last week. Since the news broke about exclusives and next gen exclusives and just all these different things. I've been wanting to do a podcast about this stuff for a while. After I did the New Year's podcast, there's definitely a few. Once this news started coming out and start seeing different things on Twitter and stuff like that, I really wanted to get my thoughts out there in terms of like next gen and like this whole spiel with exclusives and listen. Before we get into anything, I definitely want to shout out everyone that's here right now. MV, Jake Barry, definitely appreciate you guys coming through. Anybody that does come in later, definitely appreciate you guys. Anybody that watches this later, appreciate you guys for coming through. You guys are great. Really appreciate you. Before we even jump into the topics and stuff like that, I really want to put it out there that like people's memory really are short, or people just refuse to acknowledge the bullshit. That's one. Two, when it comes to next gen, we're still so far out. But, the fact that we're just getting so much information so early, like extremely early in the year, it does create a lot of good talking points, a lot of entertainment and things like that. Really exciting. So this is like I said, this is definitely something that I really wanted to talk about today. And I was thinking about it all weekend. Really wanted to speak on it. So we're going to speak on a few things, guys. Yo, Cyber Dragon, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming through. We're going to speak on a few things, guys. We won't be too long. Like, I do want to get some gaming in. But I really want to get my thoughts out there in the beginning of the week. So let's jump into it. Straight into it. First things first. The damage control that I'm seeing on Twitter is atrocious. Like, just hands down. And like it's crazy how much people are willing to look the other way at mediocrity. And it's also funny how some people are willing to, I don't want to say sell their soul, but they're willing to, they have it in their mind that they're so neutral, right? There's like some people in this community, in their mind, they think that they're so neutral that any and everything that these companies do is okay. And I'm speaking for PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, all of it. They're so neutral that everything is okay. Guys, I don't care what anyone tells you. Everything that these companies do is not okay. And it's okay to speak on that. It's okay to voice your disdain for such. Because that's how we make things better. You feel me? What's the saying? Squeaky wheel gets the oil. That same thing applies here. The squeaky wheel, the one that's complaining, the one that's always out, whatever. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Now, are some complaints and things that people have, are they valid? Yes, because we got the fake outrage crowd of people that like to be fake outrage, and a lot of people like to claim they're mad when they really not. So you really got to be able to decipher, what's real fake, what's real outrage, and what's fake. But as you be on Twitter, you'll be able to pick up on that stuff almost immediately. But in regards to in regards to what's going on now, in terms of yo, Dreology, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming through. In terms of what's going on now, Now that we kind of are creeping closer and closer into next gen, we got the big wigs, the executives and things like that, uh, voicing their opinions and really starting to put some information out there and really start, telling us, what's good, what's really going to happen. So Microsoft, Matt Booty, he came out and he said that uh, there isn't going to be any next gen exclusives for at least 1 to 2 years. Now, I want to read exactly what he says. For those that know me, for those that have been our day ones on the channel, you guys know I love to give you guys visuals because you can never say, "Oh, Persona, you making this up." Nah, 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 nah. I'm always gonna give y'all the visuals because I love giving y'all visuals. So let's go. Let's read about it. So Matt Booty, uh, he pretty much said, as our content comes out over the next year, 2 years, I'm gonna assume 2 years off rip. I'm just gonna assume 2 years because you're not gonna say 1 or 2 years. It's 2 years. Let's be real here. Uh, as our content comes out over the next year or two, all of our games, sort of like PC, will play up and down that family of devices. We want to make sure that if someone invests in Xbox between now and Series X, they feel like they've made a good investment in that we're committed to them with content. I want to stop right there because it's more at the bottom, but we'll get to that in a second. I want to stop right there for a second. In terms of Xbox One X, right? If someone does not have an Xbox One X and they're going out to buy one, the content that's already there, like exclusive content, exclusive to the console content, I don't even know whatever their warped reality of what exclusives are now. The exclusive content that's already there should be suffice enough to be like, yo, look, I just bought an Xbox One X. You know how, for instance, you know how some people, they're like when the PlayStation 4 Pro came out, you had some people mad like, oh, I just bought a PS4. Why are you putting out the Pro? I feel like Matt Booty is speaking to those people here. Because you know how, like, whenever we're in a gen, you got the early adopters, you got people then you got the wait for a sale people, and then you got the latecomers. I feel like when it comes to pushing your product forward or pushing or getting people in, the games is always what's going to pull people in off rip. Like, that's never going to change. And when it comes to the content that's already on Xbox, that content should be what pulls the person in. Regardless of when they buy the console, if it's after launch, they're already late, so they're playing catch up anyway. Catch up is already being played here. If you have somebody that goes out tomorrow and buys an Xbox One X, or not even tomorrow, let's say that the Series X comes out in November, right? Let's say it comes out November 5th, hypothetically, right? And someone buys an Xbox One X November 4th. And they find out that it's coming out in November 5th, whatever, and they're pissed off. Whose fault is that? Is that Microsoft's fault? Is that the gamer's fault? Whose fault is it that you're late to the party? And why does everyone else have to suffer? Why does everyone else have to suffer because of that? Like seriously, whose fault is it? It's the gamers. I hate to put it. I won't even say the game. It's the consumer. Let's use consumer because the word gamer gets thrown around a little too much here. It's the customer's fault. It's the consumer's fault. In that regard, the customer's not always right. And in this regard, the customer is not always right. It's not other people that have had the Xbox One since launch should not have to suffer because of what other people, that may buy an Xbox One X or may buy an Xbox One S or OG Xbox or whatever may buy it this year. Let's be real here, guys. I feel like looking at what he's saying, the Xbox gamer, quote unquote, is kind of getting held back. Realistically. Now, in terms of next gen exclusives, like I see a lot of people saying that next gen exclusives are, this is good that games are cross gen, right? And I just want to I just I'm gonna okay. This is how I'm gonna do it. I want to show you a couple of ones that kind of stood out to me and kind of threw me off, and then I'm just gonna give my thoughts on it because I feel like we as a community we forget that exclusive things to these consoles has always been a thing. When PS4 came out, right? PS4 within that first year, because I'm gonna go off what Matt Booty is saying. Matt Booty is saying within the first year or two, there is gonna be a next gen exclusive, Series X exclusive, whatever. So I'm gonna go off what he's saying. So let's just assume the first year. Within the first year of the PlayStation's life, PlayStation had Drive Club, it had Infamous Second Son, it had Order 1886, it had Little Big Planet 3, it had Killzone Shadowfall, it had Warframe, it had I'm missing a few. I'm missing something. Knack. It had a plethora of exclusives that set it apart. When the Xbox One, well, not One X, but when the Xbox One first released, it had Rise. Within that first year, it had Rise, Son of Rome. It had Crimson Dragon. It had Forza Motorsport. It had what's that? Dead Rising 3. It had there's another one. I'm forgetting another one. But you get my point. My point is that it had exclusives that set it apart from the 360. You feel me? There was no issue. But as time went on, and if you were around on social media back in the day, and it's funny because the term exclusive has been switched. The definition of an exclusive is definitive. An exclusive is what's exclusive to one platform. Straight up, that's a definitive definition of an exclusive. The definition of an exclusive as time went on, I guess in the eyes of Microsoft, has shifted to, console exclusive, timed exclusive. If it's on a Windows platform, it's a platform exclusive. Listen, that's a whole nother can of worms. But I definitely want to show you guys something, right? Because my issue. Yo, Shadow, what's good, man? Vanny Pen in the building. Levon, what's good? What's good, guys? Jersey Rev Ken, what's good, bro? My issue is with Microsoft, but my biggest issue really is with the community, man. When it comes to a lot of shit that some of these companies are doing, especially Nintendo and Microsoft as of lately. Nintendo too. Like, don't get it twisted, yo. Nintendo is not safe here. But we speaking on Microsoft. In terms of what these companies have been saying and doing lately, there has been a lot of people accepting of this stuff and not really speaking their mind. Or as Barry would say, speaking from the heart. Shout out to Barry. They not really speaking their mind, and you can tell because of the way. Yo, what I said, I've said this a lot. I said this numerous times in the past. When you have people that are speaking for the community, that's not their thoughts. Like if you ask somebody, "Oh, yo, how do you feel about I'm trying to think of something. Okay, how do you feel about Xbox Series X not having exclusives, right?" What do they say? "Oh, I think it's good for the community if things is crossed." Like, they're not giving their thoughts. They speak like politicians. You ever watch a politician at like a rally or a campaign or something like that, and they speak. When they're speaking from a place of selflessness, right? They're not selfish. They're when they're giving their speech, they're speaking as if I'm gonna, like, if someone's running for presidency, right? when a presidential candidate comes up to the podium and he gives his thought and he gives his speech and he's speaking to the people, he's speaking to the people not from a place of selfishness, but from selflessness. He wants to be the voice of the people. He feels he's the best leader for the people, for the country, to put the country in the right place. Or when you have, congressional politicians, or like, local politicians and stuff like that. When they're campaigning for these seats on Congress or in legislation or whatever, they're speaking for the people, right? Oh, I'm here for you. You should vote for me because I feel like this is what's best for you. I'm here for you. I have your best interest at heart, right? That's how a lot of people all up and down the social media shit. That's how they speak, and it's when you see it so much, you can't help but really ask, like, does anyone speak for themselves? Does anyone have a thought of their own? Like, is everything good to you? I'm really asking these questions, and I'm not asking these questions from a place of trying to troll, trying to be a fan. Like, listen, anybody that knows me, anyone that follows me on social media, you know that I prefer PlayStation. I'll never deny that. I'm never going to sit here and I'm not going to give you no bullshit about, look, I prefer PlayStation, but I own all consoles. Look, I prefer PlayStation. That's where I play majority of my games. Yes, I have an Xbox. Yes, I do have a Switch. I play the Switch from time to time, and the Xbox is used to warm the crib. You feel me? I do have these consoles, but my preferred place to play is always going to be PlayStation for the one reason and one reason only. Well, multiple reasons, but the main reason is because their exclusives and their games for years, not just this generation, for years, PS3, PS2, PS1, for years, their exclusives and their games besides Nintendo back in the day, but again, this is PlayStation. They have pulled me in and they made me, they've provided quality experiences for me, things that I'll never forget. Final Fantasy 7, 12, 10, Crash, Jack and Dax, like all these great games that I remember. So I truly do appreciate PlayStation for that. And PlayStation is always going to be my preferred place to play. But we're not going to sit here and act like PlayStation... If PlayStation did some bullshit, people aren't going to speak on it. But also, PlayStation isn't in the position that they're in now because of lack of competition, because of lack of drive. Last gen, PlayStation almost killed themselves with the hack, all that shit, the cell architecture. It all was a mess, bruh. Anybody that really rides for PlayStation will tell you, last gen, they were fucking up. They were fucking up bad. Anybody that really ride for PlayStation will tell you that. Hands down, no problem. This gen, with all the fuck-ups that Xbox is doing, crickets. There's no issues. Oh, it's fine. I'm happy with this. This is good for the gamer. This is good for the community. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Guys, let's be real here, yo. Let's really be real here. Let's be real with ourselves, man. So I want to show a couple of examples of what I'm talking about. And for anybody that's watching, tell me if I'm wrong. Cause please, let's have a conversation. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if Persona, you reading too deep into it. Cause right now the shit that I'm reading on Twitter, I'm like, what's going on here? You telling me everything is good? Everything is okay? Come on, man, cut the bullshit. Anyway, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Before we get into anything, I want to point this out there too. It's okay to have disagreements with people. Because I disagree with a lot of people. I disagree with friends. Me and my best friend, we disagree all the time. It's okay to have disagreements with people or disagree with what they're saying and not attack them or not, it goes overboard. Like, a lot of people feel like if you disagree with someone, you hate them and you ain't your feelings. No. If I disagree with somebody, it's one thing with me that I want everybody to know and always understand about me. I hate miscommunication. I hate misinformation. And I hate I really don't like when people are like this robotic, like real robotic shit. You feel me? Misinformation is one of like is like a huge pet peeve of mine, especially when it comes to like when you're supposed to be providing information to like the community, and the community depends on you for like specific things, or they look to you for specific things. Miscommunication is probably the biggest thing that would like that seriously it's like a huge issue, and it's rampant like all through social media, it's rampant all through whatever, and not just with gaming, it's with everything. But it's an extremely huge issue when it comes to gaming, because it's an agenda, and it's crazy. Anyway, let's get to it. So shout out to Bar. Which one is it? Okay, here we go. So if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I any stupid shit that I see, I'm putting it straight up. I'm putting up the Baby Yoda look, because I'm looking at you with the side eye, because I'm like, my man's, fuck is you talking about? So anyway, first one, Jez Corden. I can't believe that Xbox Series X not having games that arbitrarily locked to a console is somehow controversial. Amount of people who don't understand the most obvious basics of the game industry in 2020 yet to produce content blows my mind. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. What's so hard to, like, even if you not, first off, you don't need to be in the gaming industry to know what the fuck made you buy a console. You feel me? Anybody in this anybody on this planet, bruh, I don't care who you are. When you ask somebody what made them buy a specific, not just any, a specific console, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, even PC. Why do people buy PC? Believe it or not, PC does have an exclusive feature or an exclusive thing that they offer. They offer the best graphics, the highest fidelity of graphics. They offer you the ability to customize your machine. That's, believe it or not, that's an exclusive feature. That's an exclusive thing. In terms of PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox, why do you own these consoles? Ask anybody. Why do you have 3 consoles sitting in your house? It's not for multiplats. It's not. Anybody that says that is lying. They're lying to you. They're lying. I don't care. It's not, again, guys, it's not about being a fanboy. It's not about, I'm a neutral, so I'm going to say that. It's not about any of that. It's not. It's that I want this because it's providing a specific service. That's not, you don't need to be in the gaming industry for 10, 20 years to understand that. And being in gaming for however long you've been in, and covering gaming for however long you've been covering gaming, you would understand why this is an issue for a next-gen console coming out. Anybody with eyes would understand why. It's not about everyone wants to rip on Xbox. Everyone wants to get on Xbox and Microsoft because, they're the fucking redheaded stepchild right now. They're in 3rd place. Ha ha, let's keep kicking them while they're down. This is an issue. This is an issue for someone that plays. If you play primarily on a Microsoft platform, why are you going out and buying Series X? For better graphics, for better fidelity, whatever? Sure. But you can play the games all on your console that's sitting right there in front of you. Didn't you buy the X last year? $400? You gonna go out and spend another $400 or $500? What sets the console apart? Content. You don't need to be in the industry to know and understand this. But this is what people saying, and they say it in a way that it makes to people that are reading it, it sounds smart. Oh yeah, he's right, man. Why should I care about this? I just play games, man. I don't care about all this extra stuff. I just want to play games, right? That's what people will say. You see people say it all over Twitter all the time. I just want to play games, man. I don't care about the console war. I don't care about, fighting over plastic. I don't care about all this shit, right? You just want to play games. So why are you buying an X? A Series X. You can play everything on the Xbox One X. Why are you buying it? Oh, because it's better hardware. But you just want to play games. Right? You just want to play games. So why are you buying the X? Keep your console. You don't need to buy a new console. It does everything you do. What is one thing that one thing my grandmother, I remember when I was young, right? And my grandmother bought me my first cell phone wasn't this phone, but my grandmother had bought me this phone. So I had the sidekicks, I had the track phones and all that stuff, but my grandmother had bought me the Razor. You guys remember the Razor phone, right? When that came out? Yeah, I really wanted it. Like, it was so cool. I wanted it. So my grandmother bought me the Razor phone, right? And then I remember the G1 came out, I think that next year. If you guys don't know, the G1 was like a phone. It was like a touchscreen, mechanical keyboard hybrid type of phone. It was kind of like the Sidekick. It slid up and everything. And I was like, yo, I gotta have that. Oh my God. I had to have it. I begged my grandmother. I begged her. She was like, why you want that? You got a good phone. Your phone make calls. You can text. What's wrong with the phone you got? I said, oh, this one is so much better. It does this and this, da da da. At its core, with the way people are speaking. Oh, I just want to play games. Why are you buying an X? Damn, man, I hate the name they chose, because when I say X, I mean Series X. Jesus Christ. Why are you buying a Series X? You just want to play games. The shit you got does that. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one, man. This one. This is the one that really, this is the one that really had me like, yo, what world do I live in? So, yo, man, listen. And again, for anybody that may watch this, for anyone that may be friends with these people and is gonna send them, oh, yo, this guy. I'm not talking. I'm speaking to the points that they're making in the tweet. I don't know these people personally, so I'm not attacking them. I'm not this ain't an attack on them. I'm pointing out what people are saying in the issue, because this is like, as much as people don't want to admit this, as much as people don't want to speak to this, this is an issue. This is an issue. Anyway, let's continue. Xbox not having exclusive next-gen game for a year is a smart, consumer-friendly move that doesn't gatekeep new experiences. Hold up, man. Y'all not listening to me, man. Hold up. Y'all not here. Let's just the first part. Just the first part, bruh. Yo, I'm sitting here. I read this. Yo, my jaw dropped. My jaw dropped, bruh. I couldn't believe that I read this as the first sentence. My jaw dropped. Let's read it again. Xbox not having exclusive next-gen games for a year is a smart, consumer-friendly move that doesn't gatekeep new experiences. Guys, what world am I living in? Somebody tell me, please. Now having exclusive games is gatekeeping. What? No, seriously, what? I need somebody to explain that to me. Nintendo is infamous for two things. Exclusive experiences only found on one console, even within their bro. This how gatekeeping. Let me explain to you how gatekeeping Nintendo is. Nintendo is so gatekeeping friendly that when the GameCube came out, They made different, an entirely different CD form factor. When the 64 came out, the form factor of the cartridge ain't the same as the form factor for the SNES. Same thing with the NES. When it came out with the Wii, exclusive games, and bro, when the Switch first came out, the only game that I can remember, and again, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, the only game that I remember being exclusive to, being a cross-gen game to the with Switch and Wii U was Zelda Breath of the Wild. After that, every single game was exclusive to, bro. It's so bad that they were re-releasing, and again, you know how, it's funny, you know how people like talk about, oh, cross-gen, cross-play, you know, back, yo, let me slow down. Guys, we're not keeping the same energy here. Let's go back to backwards compatibility for a second. And tell me if this is gatekeeping or not. All the games that came out on the Wii U, you cannot play on your Switch unless you buy the game again for $60. Is that gatekeeping? Please explain that to me. Are you gatekeeping experiences? If you already own the game on the Wii U and you just can't play the game on the Switch, no backwards compatibility, gatekeeping. You gatekeeping experiences. Am I right or wrong, guys? Explain it to me. Explain it to me. Am I right or wrong? When PlayStation 4 came out, right? And again, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, because I did my research. When PlayStation 4 came out, right, there was a lot of the third-party games, and that's a whole nother thing. Third-party games being cross-gen, that doesn't apply here. Third-party folks can do whatever they want. If Ubisoft is still making Just Dance for PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, bro, and the Wii, not Wii U, the Wii. Listen, third-party can do whatever they want. They want to waste resources and do that, fine. I'm talking about exclusive experiences that set your console apart, not third-party. Third-party doesn't apply here at all. In no sense does third-party apply here. This is about exclusive experiences. But back to what I was saying. When the PS4 first came out, the PS4, I don't remember any exclusive being cross-gen. I could be wrong, but I don't, except for, no, Last of Us, because Last of Us didn't come out, what, a year or two later, and you had to rebuy that. Everything for the first year of the PS4's life was exclusive to the PlayStation 4. Everything that I listed down earlier. The games that came out for the Xbox, outside of Titanfall 1, and I think Forza, was exclusive to the Xbox. Where is this ideology coming from? Can we be, yes, guys, if there's one thing I love competition. I love it. Ask Barry. I'm a very, very competitive person, especially when it comes to video games. Multiplayer games, I'm super, extremely competitive. This is why me and Barry are so good in COD together, and we work well as a team. Because he's competitive, I'm competitive, we both communicate, we know how to run the maps, we beast. Ask Barry. He'll tell you. But outside of that, the competition for these companies, it is imperative to the success of all three companies. And guys, don't come with the, oh, Game Pass this, blah, 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 fucking blah. Microsoft doesn't care. They a $1 trillion company and blah, 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 blah. That doesn't fucking matter. A console can still be a failure. In my eyes, Xbox One is a failure. Do we want a repeat of that this gen? Because the same people that are telling you these that don't gatekeep new experiences, games need to be on all platforms, will be the same ones that won't buy two of three of these platforms. They're going to buy the one that they prefer. Imagine if all the consoles, right? Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. Imagine for a second, and this really is a very scary hell, but imagine if all of their exclusives could be played on any of the other so you could play Mario on Xbox or PlayStation. You can play Uncharted on Xbox or Nintendo. You can play Halo on PlayStation or Nintendo, right? Which console would you buy to play all the games? I'm still buying a PlayStation. If I can play everybody else's exclusives on any platform, I'm still buying a PlayStation. That's my preferred console. So do you think for 1 second, do you really, really think that these people that are preaching this shit is really going to buy all three consoles if nothing exclusive sets these consoles apart? Really sit there and ask yourself, man. Like, really sit there and ask yourself. Because I sure as hell wouldn't have three consoles sitting in my house, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you that straight up. I'm not here to impress nobody. I can play all the games anywhere. I'll take PlayStation. And I guarantee you, Joe Schmo across the street, if he prefers Xbox and can play everything on Xbox, I'll take Xbox. And that's okay. That's his preferred platform. Same thing with the Nintendo guy. That's okay. But if you really think that he's going to have a PlayStation sitting in his house because he has to play God of War, because he has to play Horizon, because he has to play Uncharted, right? You really think that PlayStation, even if he can't stand the console, it's the games. How many of these people that you see running around say, oh, I only bought a PlayStation for God of War? How many people are just now beating God of War? I gotta play the God of War. I gotta play the Spider-Man. I gotta play Horizon. I gotta play Days Gone. I only bought this console for exclusives. Other than that, it collects dust. How many people say that now? If you check my Nintendo Switch, I only have exclusives on there. Nothing else. If you check my Xbox, I only have exclusives on there. Nothing else. PlayStation is where I buy all my other games, like third parties and everything else, and the exclusives. But we gatekeeping experiences. Anyway, let's continue. So behind expensive new hardware, your next gen experience isn't going to be compromised because the game is playable on old hardware, same as it works today on PC. When people and think about this for a second, guys. I want you to think about ports for a second. I'm trying to think of a game. Okay, for instance, what game just came out? Star Ocean First Departure. And that's the only reason why it's the first game coming to my mind is because I'm literally looking at it on my TV at this second. Like, it's on the menu. Star Ocean First Departure came out on PSP back in 2003, maybe 4, something like that. What I'm getting at is it came out on an old ass piece of hardware, right? They touched the game up and they put it on a PS4. It still looks like an old game. It does. Think of the remasters and ports that come out, guys. Do they still look like old games to you? They do to me. Only a remake, and a remake is from the ground up. Only a remake, and the remake is from the ground up for the today console. So for PS4 and Xbox One, the remake is being remade within that environment. Ask yourself this question, right? For Sally that has an OG Xbox, right? And you have to develop for that console, right? How do you think that will affect the environment, the AI, and all these different things for the Xbox Series X if the developer has to create also for Sally down the street that has an OG Xbox? You know, I'm talking launch Xbox. Is that experience is Sally OG Xbox hindering the experience of Jimmy's Xbox Series X in any way? Really ask yourself. Really think about it and ask yourself. Because if I remember correctly, PC guys were hawking on console guys because games were releasing on their console broken or limited because they were creating for the console on up. You don't create for PC on down. You create for consoles on up. So with that mindset and ideology, what environment do you think Xbox is going to be creating their games in for at least 1 to 2 years? I'll wait. I'll wait. What environment you think? Xbox Series X? Oh, no. No. And you want proof? I'll show you proof. I'll show you proof right now. Hold up. XO19 2019 games. I'll show you proof. Right? Where the hell is that game? Jesus Christ. I call it a Bug's Life, but I know it's not a Bug's Life. Is it called Big? I forgot the name of the game. I forgot the name of the game, guys. What was the name? What was the name of that game that came out? Not came out, but the game that they showed at EXO 2019 from. Is it Ninja Theory? Is it Ninja Theory? No, it's not Ninja Theory. It's It's gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me. Hold up. I have to like look at EXO 2019 now because it's really gonna bug me. Oh, here we go. This is, matter of fact, we can use this video here, right? So we're on the cusp of next gen, right? Especially when EXO 2019 came out, right? A year away, right? Let's assume that these dev kits, let's assume that developers had the EXO, I swear I hate this Xbox name, the Xbox Series X. Let's assume that they had these dev kits for 2 to 3 years. Matter of fact, no. Let's say 2 years. So let's say they had the dev kit since 2018 and they starting to show games, right? 2019, like, you know, whatever, right? Not Minecraft, not Ori. What's the other game? Is this the Game Pass shit? Here we go. Like, okay, so shit like this. Like, you see the art style. You see the what's the name of this game from Obsidian? Oh, this is it right here. This game here. This game here. Does this game look like it'll look or be any better on the Xbox Series X? Seriously, ask yourself. This a Bugs Life game. This shit. If someone's developing games for a next gen console, right? Only. If you're developing games for a next gen console only, don't you expect to see the games look leaps and bounds better, to a degree, than what you already have? A lot of these games shown are going to be releasing around the time that the Series X comes out. People are going to go out and buy a Series X and play shit that looks like this. This isn't like, you don't see a problem here, guys? You don't see a problem with exclusive experiences to a next gen console being important? Like, guys, I want you to seriously ask yourself, man. You buying a Series X $400 to $500 for this? For this? For this? Yo, guys, come on, man. Come on, guys. We grown ass men and women here, yo. Come on, guys. Let's be real here, man. Let's be real here. 4-player co-op shit like this? Come on, man. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, guys. Like, I'm being real here, man. I'm being really real here, man. Like, we really buying the X for this shit, man. For Bleeding Edge. For this. All for the sake of everyone being able to play. No gatekeeping experiences. Come on, guys. I can't be the only one that see a problem here, man. I can't be the only one that sees an issue. Bruh, and it ain't no fanboy shit, man. This ain't about being a fanboy. It ain't about big up in PlayStation. Bruh, look at the experiences you getting, man. If you a PlayStation fanboy, whatever, look at the experiences you getting, man. You telling me this? $500? Come on, man. Come on, man. But it's Mike, Grounded. That's the name of this fucking game, Grounded. I want to show the Grounded trailer. I want to show Grounded. Hold up, XO 2019 DED. Grounded. Announcement trailer. Here we go. This video may be inappropriate. What? Man, get out of here with that. Yo. $500, man. Guys, come on, man. All for the sake of everyone in the family gets to play. Listen, man. Listen, man. No. I can't be the only one here, man. I can't be the only one that sees the issue here. I can't be the only one that sees the problem. Nah. Fuck no. No. Hell nah. Nah. Cut this shit off, man. Cut this shit off, man. Nah, I'm not doing this. I'm not. I refuse. I refuse, man. I refuse. You can't tell me that ain't a problem, bruh. You can't tell me, but hold on, but we don't want gatekeep exclusive experiences. If do you think okay, think about this for a second. If Grounded was created solely to be a Xbox Series X exclusive, right? An Xbox Series X exclusive. Do you think the game would not only look better, play better, be, on a grander scale than what it already is, have more, be able to offer more? You don't think that it would be able to do that? Keep it a stat. Keep it a stat. But we don't want gatekeep exclusive experiences. You see what I mean? But do you see what I mean with this shit? It's a problem going around this community, man. It's a problem. And no one is pointing this shit out. Well, not no one. Not enough people are pointing this shit out. They're just going with it. Guys, listen. I know there was one more. There was one more that I wanted to show you. Oh. This one. From my boy Fame. Shout out to Fame. Question. Will the PS5 launch with any new games? I'm talking day and date and a month or two after. If so, y'all are telling me that this won't release on PS4 as well? PS4 will be completely cut off day one of PS5's launch? Idiots and clowns. That part doesn't matter. It's funny. Idiots and clowns ask replies will be blocked, that's funny because the trolls, whatever. And I put PS4 had them the first year. And this is why I say the first year. Yes, he said the first 2 months, but I'm counting first year, right? Because when a new console comes out, you don't expect for the previous console to just completely be cut off, because PlayStation 3 was still getting, some hand-me-downs. I don't know any, but I'm sure they were. And in the Japanese market was still developing games for the PS3 and the PS4 as well. So they were still getting some hand-me-downs. Sure. But then let's look at the library within the first year of the PlayStation 4. Substantial. I said PS4 had them the first year out. Knack, Drive Club, The Order 1886, Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall. Why wouldn't the PS5? Why is this too hard to grasp? This ain't rocket science, guys. This shit has been going on for decades. Not just this ain't new to this gen. Decades. And this is why, and not necessarily specifically to Fame, but to this is why I question like oh God. Is there another one? Was there another one? I thought there was another one. Oh boy. Guys, this is why I'm really questioning, do people really want to see gaming innovate? And when I say innovate, I'm not talking about this kumbaya shit you people are pushing. That's not what I'm talking about. Yo, Sick Humor in the building. Yo, Sick, what is good? I'm not talking. Round of applause for my boy Sick. Round of applause for everyone that's come through. I know I haven't been really looking at the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in my rant mode. I'm sorry. It's rant persona right now. This is why I'm really looking at people's. I don't want to say integrity, because integrity is too it's too deep rooted of a word, right? But I'm looking at I'm questioning people's ideology when it comes to gaming. Yo, Stardust, what's good, bro? Appreciate you coming through. I'm questioning people's ideologies when it comes to gaming. Because don't we want to see, all of us, don't we want to see gaming move forward? Don't we want to see gaming be innovative? Don't we want to see these companies thrive? You only thrive through competition. I don't care how you try to spin it, ladies and gentlemen. You only thrive through competition. This togetherness shit? No. There have been exclusive games to all of these platforms for decades when they launched. All the way back to NES and SNES, to Nintendo 64, to Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, Sega Master System. All of them. GameCube, 3DS, DS, Game Boy Color, Game Boy SP, Game Boy Advance SP, PSP, PS Vita, PS Pocket, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One X. This isn't anything new, but it's like the status quo is being questioned. And I'm like, why are we questioning what has been working for decades? This shit has been working for all of them for decades. You know how I know it's been working? Let's look at the 360 numbers at the end of the gen to now. 360 is at like about 90 million by the end of the gen. And when I say the end of the gen, I mean at the time of Xbox One being launched. And, within that time frame, 85, 90 million. Now, ask yourself this, guys. Do you really, even PS3 hit 104, 105 mil by the end of the gen. You think that's because of some kumbaya shit? Them exclusives. Because as much as PlayStation 3 messed up last gen, them boys had them exclusives. Believe that. And people was buying them consoles for them exclusives. Trust. When you look at 360 last gen, them exclusives, boy. Now ask yourself this. Do you really think Xbox One is going to be at 90 million at the end of this generation? I'm willing to put up so much fucking bread that it's not even going to get close to 90 million or touch 100 million. Not even close. Bruh, Switch already passed them up. And Switch only been out since 2017. How you think the Switch got there? I'll wait. I'll tell you this. It damn sure ain't because of that, it damn sure ain't because of them third-party games. I'll tell you that right fucking now. The Switch ain't where it is now because of third-party games. I tell you that now. You know why? Because of them exclusives. Them exclusives. But we gatekeeping, guys. I can't play Pokemon on the PlayStation 4. Why are you gatekeeping my experiences? We're gatekeeping the experiences, guys. I don't know anymore. Let me read some of y'all comments, man. I'm sorry I wasn't looking at the comments too much, guys. Don't be mad at me. I was in my rant mode. I was in like serious rant mode. What you guys saying? Exclusives and portability, but mainly exclusives. Of course, Envy. Portability too, but definitely them exclusives. Most definitely them exclusives. That's a fact. Vedra said, not the power, not the features, not the CEOs at Nintendo, but just exclusive content. Listen. Vedra know what he's talking about. It's them exclusives. Because trust and believe, the power of the console, don't get it twisted. Power is important. Power is important. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, because I'd be lying if I said power wasn't important. Power is important to a degree. It is. I will admit that. But them exclusives. Them exclusives is at the top of the list. It trumps all. Nintendo is where it is because of them exclusives. You can't tell me otherwise. But again, guys, Nintendo is gatekeeping my experiences because I can't play Pokemon on my PlayStation. I can't play Mario on my PlayStation. Why are you gatekeeping my experiences? Somebody tell me. Somebody get Nintendo on the phone. They're gatekeeping my experiences, guys. Oh, boy. But Phil said, yo, Envy, no. I love saying that shit. That shit is so funny. but Phil said, yo, Cyber Dragon in the building. Appreciate you, bro. I don't know if you still here or not. I appreciate you. Cyber Dragon said, it's a problem that the Xbox fan base are not speaking up about or truly voicing their opinion. They all have settled. Yes, Cyber Dragon, 100%. You don't settle. When PlayStation was talking about that MLB shit and going to other platforms, I'm not settling for that. That's the issue. And PlayStation gonna hear me. Because what I say at the beginning of the podcast, guys, the squeaky wheel gets the all. It's that simple. You can't have, when it comes to shit like this, man, you can't have complacency. Because complacency leads to mediocrity, which leads to lost sales, which leads to ain't no more games. Studios shut down, lack of competition, like it's a snowball effect. It's not just, it's not just one thing. And I think that's part of some people's problem. They see the one thing that people are talking about, and they think that it's an isolated incident, or they think that, this is not that big a deal. This doesn't affect the bottom line, or it doesn't affect the company or the gaming as a whole. It does. Because now you have people questioning PlayStation's business practices. And what I say, guys, squeaky wheel get the all. And then you get publications questioning, well, should PlayStation 5 exclusives be exclusives? Then it shifts the public's view. Because, regardless of what, the media is a very powerful outlet. Because the media is very good at preying on the misinformed or the ill-informed. Let me say that again. The media, I'm talking about all of media. You feel me? But we're speaking in terms of gaming media right now. Gaming media is very, they're very good. It's scary how good they are. Because you really do still have to do your own research after the fact. And this is why I say, if Sony ain't say it, or if PlayStation ain't say it, I'm still looking at this with a side eye. But let me continue. The gaming media is very, very good at preying on the mis or ill-informed. So what does that mean? Okay. Say you're a regular person, right? And, you live a very busy life, right? You work a 9-to-5 job, you got a family, you got kids, your kids is always bad at school, they're not doing their homework, you got to help them when they get home, you only got an hour or two a night to play your game, right? From time to time, you're reading about an article or something, you're on your phone playing around, you see an article. The article says, PlayStation 5 exclusives. PlayStation 5 will have exclusive games that you can't play on PS4, right? To someone that's informed, you read this and go, so like how it's always been? Fine, that doesn't bother me. But to someone that's ill-informed, or someone that is susceptible to misinformation, they will read a title or an article like that and will view that as an anti-consumer practice. People will view, then they'll see, and then say, the same person is like, the same person that's like, doesn't really pay attention to a whole lot. They see another article that says the Xbox Series X will commit to creating games for all their consoles for up to 2 years after the release of the Xbox Series X, right? To someone ill-informed, that looks and sounds like a good thing, right? So thinking that it's a good thing, they go out and they buy the Series X. During the course of that 1 to 2 years, they're receiving subpar games. They're receiving subpar games, games that are not living up to the standards, games that they're not really enjoying, games that they're not really playing. But then they see a commercial for God of War 2 for the PlayStation 5, exclusive. And they go, damn, that game looks amazing. Why all the games on this console look so trash? I should have bought a PS4. There comes a point of enlightenment. And sometimes it's sooner rather than later. But it always happens. And some people won't admit that. Even the ones that, got all consoles and they claim that this is trash or whatever. Everybody always comes to a point of enlightenment. Regardless of what game it is, you always come to that point of enlightenment where you're like, damn, I gotta have this, man. I gotta play this game. I gotta pick this up. That's the aha moment. That's the enlightenment. But all of that could have been saved if they were, one, if they were more informed, but two, if the gaming media, was wording their shit properly and explaining shit properly. It's a stretch, guys, and you're probably like, Persona, what the fuck are you talking about? You guys get what I mean. But listen, oh god. Vedra said, yo, Choco in the building. Hold up. Big round of applause for Miss Choco. Oh no, the sound is, let me play it again. There we go. Damn, so my clap didn't work for Sick either. My fault. Let me do 2 claps. One more clap. Yo, so a big round of applause for Sick, for Choco. Appreciate you guys coming through, and also for everybody else that's here. Round of applause for you guys too. Definitely appreciate you guys. So Vedra said, what Xbox want in a video game cartel with no competition and aggressive business tactics? Like, these cats want our hobby to become games as a service and microtransaction orientated business. Like, what the fuck? Yo, Vedra, for real though. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, like, this is a hobby, man. Like I said, guys, I've been playing games. I'm about to be 28 years old in like 2 weeks. I've been playing games literally for like 24 years, 25 years. Like, I've been playing games all my life. This generation is the first generation in my life that I've experienced this level of stupidity. Yo, when I was a kid, me and my friends, we would debate about, which was better, Sega or Nintendo. I mean, we all knew Nintendo was better, even though Sega was more powerful because Nintendo had the better games. But I digress. We used to debate about that all the time, right? We're like, it was this arcade that me and my friend, every day after school, back in elementary school, there was this arcade in Queens. It's not there anymore, but it used to be like an arcade / pizza shop type of thing. And it had like a comic book section. It had the arcade cabinets. It had like all these different things, man. And it had, you could buy your slice of pizza and chill. And we would go there all the time after school, right? And, they had all types of games there or whatever. So we would always talk about the different games and stuff like that was there. And we would debate. We would debate. Oh, this game is gonna be better because this, Sonic is better. I mean, Mario is better than Sonic because he can do this. Da, da, da. Debating has, when it comes to games, debating has always been there. Always. Like, difference of opinions and stuff like that with gaming has always been there. Regardless of what people like to say, oh, I miss gaming back in the day where you could just play games. Fuck out of here, man. Listen, at least out here in New York, where I was growing up at, and my circle of friends and how we were, we was always debating. We would debate about who was better, Vegeta or Goku, Cooler or Frieza, Cell or Boo. These things just happen where I grew up at. I can't speak to everybody else's experiences growing up. I can only speak to mine. So I'm only going to give you my experience and how I view things. There's always been debates in gaming, right? But I feel like now people are viewing debating in games as an attack on someone's thought or ideology, when really, I want you, the way I debate, I ask questions first, because I always like to know everything before I make you look stupid. So I ask questions. You feel me? I always like to know what your thought. I always like you to explain your thought process and opinion to me, so that when I dissect it and destroy you, you can't say, oh, well, I'm jumping to conclusions, or no, that's not. No. This is what you said to me. So now I'm going to give you my spiel. So anyway, debating has always been in video games. And there's always been the topic of which is better. And when you have always debated somebody, it always was based off the games that only be found one place, or the games that were made better for one console over the other. Guys, I don't know. I'm excited for next gen, but I'm still very much in this gen in terms of games. And guys, I tell you guys all the time, and I'm going to continue to tell you guys until I'm blue in the face. Think for yourselves. Do your own research. Please don't be walking around here misinformed, ill-informed. With a lot of the things that's floating around Twitter, with these different ideologies and shit like that. Like, bruh, it's really, guys, it's really easy to get sucked up in the facade that people try to sell you, right? Oh, sick, just threw, what's this? Oh, yeah, the Matt Booty video. Oh, yeah. the Matt Booty, not video, but, what's it called? I definitely wanted to talk about this. But in terms of this facade that people try to sell you on Twitter, this fake neutrality shit, guys, don't get sucked up in that, man. These people are just as angry as you are. They just won't show it, and they're trying to save face on Twitter. Trust me. These people are angry. They don't like the direction that Microsoft is going. They don't like the direction that the games are going. Trust me. They don't. No one, I don't care what nobody says, no one enjoys everything. I've never met a person in my life that enjoys literally everything. You telling me you have no issues with no games? You enjoying every game that's coming out? Yo, stop it, man. Stop it. It's okay to not like something. It's okay to have a difference of opinion. It's okay to speak on that, man. But yo, before we even get out of here, I definitely want to talk about this Matt Booty shit real quick. So, article came out today, Sunday. Yo, shout out to PlayStation Lifestyle, because them boys over there putting in work on a Sunday, because they knew that the community was going to be jumping. So Microsoft Matt Booty isn't interested in head-to-head bout with Sony. Praises PlayStation. Listen, before I even read his excerpt of what he says, I want you to explain something. I want to explain something. This friend, listen, these executives can be friends outside of work by any means, right? That's fine. You can go to each other's wedding. You guys, kids can go on play dates and all this other shit. That is perfectly fine. That's fine. Do whatever you want in your personal life. When you get in the building, oh, bro, I need you to be a wolf. I need you to be a savage out here. I need you to be Wolverine, cutting through everything. I need you hungry. None of this. Listen, I need you competitive, man. I need that eye of the tiger. That's just me, though. That's just me. Let's read what he says. So he says, first of all, Sony's done a fantastic job just across the board in terms of what they've done with building an audience, selling consoles. Obviously, a number of amazing, great. No, don't say games. Hold on. You see, guys, listen, it's the wording. It's the wording that you people got to understand. With these people, man, it's these words, man. And I know a lot of you are watching this and thinking, Persona, you're crazy. Guys, listen to what I'm telling you. It's all about reading comprehension. I promise. Don't say great games. Great exclusives. Don't say great games. I want you to say great exclusives. You understand? When you step to me, you step to me proper. Great exclusives. Anyway, let's keep reading. Great games that came out of their first party teams. No, exclusives, guys. I need them. It's the wording, bro. You guys think I'm kidding? It's the nonverbal cues and it's the wording. You got to read between the lines with them wordings, because by them not saying exclusives, they diminish the value of an exclusive. They diminish the importance of an exclusive. And when they just say games, even if they are including first party teams, the fact that you're not pointing out that it's exclusive to their platform makes it look like what they're creating on that level is good within that realm, but on a larger scale, that's what they're trying to do. No. Exclusives. Great exclusives. I'm telling you, you guys think I'm crazy, and that's okay. That's okay. Anyway, let's keep going. I try to stay away from, what did he say? Okay. I try to stay away from framing things as a head-to-head bout with Sony. Instead, I think it's just up to us to focus on three things. First of all, we need to deliver on the promises that we make. So if we say a game is going to ship at a certain time, we've got to get that done. We just need to get better at executing. We need to make sure that we hold the bar high on quality. And that we're releasing games that we can be proud of and that the fans can be proud of as Xbox exclusives. Now you see what do you see what I mean, guys? Do you see what I mean? What did I just point out? What did I just point out here? What did I just point out? His words, I'm telling you, guys, I'm a very smart man. And all of this is fun. But I'm telling you, you need to read between the lines. Why call PlayStation's achievements great on a high scale, right? But then diminish why their platform and things are at that level, but then in the next sentence point out that the bar that they're trying to set is going to be exclusive experiences for Xbox. You diminish the word when you're talking about your competition, but then you big up the word when you're speaking on your own shit. Guys, Guys, this is why I don't debate anymore. This is why I listen, guys. Let me look at the chat, guys. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does anybody else here understand what I'm saying? Do you see it in the wording? It's in the wording. Like I can't be the only one that's like reading this and not seeing the reading between the lines. Anyway. Tinfoil hat Persona. That's fine. And then lastly, what do you say? And then lastly, we need to continue building characters, stories, and worlds that can transcend generations, devices, and platforms. This seems like it comes off as a bow out, or as like them bowing out as of the competition. Or of the competitive aspect, but realistically, from how I view this, when I read this, how I view it is, it's like a psychological thing. Like what he's saying comes off as very, very neutral, very benign. I'm just, we just here to create great experiences, exclusive experiences. He made sure to point that out. We're here. He's here to point that out. That we're here to create exclusive experiences for all of our Xbox customers, regardless of if you own an Xbox One or an Xbox Series X. Look at that. He made sure to big up how he spoke on the quality of games that they're trying to create and the experiences. And then he made sure that he highlighted that these are games that are coming exclusively to the Xbox. He made sure to highlight that. He made sure. But when he's speaking of his competition, he diminishes that the exclusive experiences that PlayStation has cultivated from their first party teams isn't worthy of being called exclusive experiences, and that it's in anyway, because I sound like a tinfoil hat guy right now. I know I do. I know I do, guys. I know I do. I sound like it's tinfoil hat persona. I'm sorry. Listen. All this that Matt Booty's saying is bullshit. Straight up. He's trying to save face. This isn't some, we're happy for PlayStation. We're trying to do the same thing, but on a larger scale by giving all of our games to all of our consoles. No. Just no. That's not how this works. Because what sets Xbox Series X apart from Xbox One? What sets it apart? Because in my eyes, nothing. If all these people that say power doesn't matter, right, are going out and buying an Xbox Series X, why? If you're just here to play games, you're not here with the console war, with the plastic, why are you buying a Series X? You can play all your games on an Xbox OG. Why are you buying this game? This console, sorry. No one can answer that, truthfully at least, without contradicting themselves. So either exclusives and power matter, or they don't. I'll let you guys decide. El Matador. But Phil said Phil is God. Oh boy. Guys, I appreciate all of you. You all are amazing people. Casual killer Xbox don't want smoke. That's a fact, Casual. That's a fact. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I really wanted to put that out there. As a person that really appreciates exclusive experiences on these consoles, I really don't want to see Xbox do away with that. It sucks that it seems like that's the route they're going, but it sucks even worse that people are actually running with this. And it sucks even more that people are trying to kill those exclusive experiences. I'm not even going to say on other platforms. I'm just going to say PlayStation. Because I don't see people doing this, giving the same energy to Nintendo at all. At all, ladies and gentlemen. I don't see them giving Nintendo no type of fucking smoke. And if there's one company that's deserving of some smoke, it's Nintendo. But again, guys, I digress. I do appreciate all of you for coming through today on this Sunday afternoon at 2:22 in the PM. I appreciate y'all. El Matador, appreciate you. Jay Bari, Casual Killer, Vedger, Choco, Envy, Sick Humor, PlayStation Plus Podcast, JP Loco, Cyber Dragon, Who else? Oh, OBJ, the Don in the building. Vanny Pan in the building. Shout out to my boy Vanny, man. Appreciate Vanny, man. Long time supporter, man. One of the day ones. Give you all a round of applause. Thank you guys so much for coming through, man. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, definitely like, comment, subscribe, share it out, all that good stuff. Xbox is the best. boy. But I do appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my rant. And at the end of the day, like I always say, be true to yourself, and let's push gaming forward. Most importantly, be true to yourself. Stop. Listen, you ain't gotta fake it for people on the internet, for strangers, man. If you mad, then voice that shit. Voice your frustrations. Who cares what people think? Who cares what people say? If you feel a specific way, say it. Say it with your chest. But yeah, that's it, guys. I appreciate y'all. Hope you guys have a great week. Be safe. Have fun. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.